Drinks in the house again. Whoops. I turn that light off for y'all. Once again, I thank everybody for all they do for my channel, for viewing it, for subscribing to it, for supporting it the way you do. So, I did a video on the NAD because I'm fond of the company, as you saw, and I'm all about trying to get the best bang for the buck, right? And there are a lot of products out there that provide that. And in my opinion, for a certain price point, the Belcanto E1X is superb value for what you get. So, I've been on this kind of all-in-one device path here for a little while. It's something that I used to poo-poo on, and I had my certain mindset that changes, guys. I'm going to tell you, not only does the taste for your signature that you enjoy change, at least it has for me, just the taste of the equipment, it can evolve for some. It may never, and that's cool, but it does, it changes. I've seen it happen in many of my friends. So I just had to open my mind, as I have to in life, in order to learn and just accept that there's actually some really good products out there that can actually offer this kind of value and functionality and be very, what's a good word? Just something that can do everything, like just offer so many different options in your room from one device, right? So where I'm trying to get with this is, NAD's been doing that for a while. They've had these little 3020 amps that you can stand up, and those all had the built-in DACs only. But, when you get up into the Master Series and the series below, the Classic Series, they've been starting to incorporate a lot of streaming amplifiers. And it's like, from what I'm seeing, like these bare-bone amps, regardless of the company and the prices, they're becoming harder and harder to sell on the used market. It's just, people want these devices that can actually do these things, the streaming and even referenceable phono stages at a high level. It just seems to be evolving that way, I feel, the market, right? So, NAD's always had this little mighty might, I call it. They've always, this little box that I've always been so intrigued by. And I always thought, oh, that kind of looks cheap and it looks like it's plastic and stuff, and it's $3,500. Anyways, you all probably know where I'm going with that. I mean, most of you know what it is by the picture on the front of the video there, but that's the M10. Now, I am such a fan of these small format components that offer so much, right? Even back in the day, I owned the Cyrus. I still to this day just think they're just killer pieces, man. Tougher sell on the used market for whatever reason. It's just a real mystery how some brands, even though they're really, really good, just do not demand a good dollar on the used market. But I've always been intrigued by the M10. And now, of course, they're up to the V3, and we've talked about that. I'm not a big fan of these versions, unless there's quite a drastic change that's been made, right? And when I looked at all the specs and all that stuff, I don't see a lot. I mean, they jammed a phono stage into that little box as well, and I don't know. It was really good on the 399 full chassis. The moving magnet phono stage in there was actually a standout compared to any other of the, the less expensive, not compared to Belcanto, but all-in-ones or devices that offer that in a box. And the fact of the matter is this, places that people are buying nowadays are getting smaller and smaller and smaller for more and more and more money. Very confined spaces, and there's some people that are just tired like me of doing the tail chasing and the constant swapping and maybe causing them a little bit too much stress. They're just sick and tired of it because their brain's going to analyze it to death anyway. Just when they think they got it, they don't. And that's the truth. Just when you think you got it, you don't, because the brain won't allow it. And so finally one of these came up for sale. And I was just curious I thought it was just going to be some cheap, lightweight one thing I did like is how plain it was, right? And again, I'm not a fan of touchscreens, but you don't have to use it. But NAD has all those little finer details dialed in, like the turn the logo off, display auto off, all the things that I like in these more modern designs. So it comes in, and of course you get your, I mean, I could even grab it here. Where did I put it? The Master Series of very special packaging, guys. I mean, just like when I had the M23, right? You know, you get your box, you're just like a kid in a candy store. You're opening it up like that, and then the first thing you see, right, is the black and gold, baby. Two of my favorite colors. You got this beautiful internal box with all this unbelievable perfect foam inserts, and then you even get the nice satin sack. So, you know, I'm someone that believes when you're spending this kind of money, you want more than just a cardboard box. And of course, I understand how expensive packaging is because my friend John at Pure Fidelity has explained it. It's big bucks unless you're able to mass produce them, right? So the Master Series packaging is different than the next line below. It comes like a, you know, it's like you're getting some jewelry or something. It's just gorgeous, and it makes it feel like it's a special product. So as I'm opening this thing up, you know, I get down there and pull out the black box like that, right? You know, read it, guys. What does it say? Statement of the art. It's just such a killer company. It's got that beautiful fold out on the front. Then you get there, right? You got your top layer. Then you got Gorilla Glass, which is on the top of the chassis. That's pretty cool, right? Gorilla Glass. It's got the top seal because the top of the unit's Gorilla Glass. You get that. You can easily install it back if you really want to. Then you take off your second layer of foam, right, which is very substantial as well. Then you got that beautiful bag, right? And there's even a seal that goes around the aluminum section of the chassis. So, I mean, they don't mess around, man. They want you to feel like you got something special, and I'll tell you right now, it is special. For what it is, right, it's a superbly performing unit. Okay, now the reason why that is, if it's not, you know, out of the box, the sound to your liking, which can be the case, right, guys, with any component we get, you can do so much fine tuning with the unit. Okay, it's got it's got tone controls, but it's done in the digital domain, similar to the Bel Canto, and it's so precise and subtle, and the differences are. They're there, and I was never a believer in tone control, especially the knob ones. You can't even hear much of a difference cranking it all the way. This you can within 1 dB, so there's 6 dB, 6 down. I use it, but you know, the saving grace too is the D-Rack, and I was lucky enough to have the owner transfer the full license over for free. Okay, now this is a very good room correction software. It just is. You can really hear a difference, guys. I'm telling you, again, it's a thing of the future. It's going to help people deal with their rooms because no one's got a perfect room. Far from it. Some of them are just, most of them are awful. They're awful. They don't have a place in a family home that's made to set up a stereo system. Like me, no one can tell how this actually looks. I've done a tour, like as you walk in. It's actually a really good music room. It's not a square box. It extends out behind the listening chair. You know, there's no echo in here whatsoever, regardless of what this phone sounds like right now. There's nothing. That probably sounds like crap, but there just isn't. Or I would never even attempted to build a system here because I just got lucky. But this little NAD, I mean, I've only tried it with the spatials, guys, so they're a fairly efficient design, but the NAD is a full power 100 watts per channel, meaning it talks about it in the manual, what it means. It only does that in both ohms, 100 watts. pure power. But man, this thing is powerful. It really is. I'd say it drive a lot of different speakers. Maybe not Magnapans or something like that, but again, this thing is just a beautiful build. It is so beautiful, and it's got some heft to it. Like, I had no idea. It's one of the most gorgeous components I've ever had in the room. Again, less is more. It's just this beautiful aluminum rounded chassis that goes around. Then you got your Gorilla Glass on top. It's got the footers are like built right into the chassis. It's all one piece, right? And I know lots of you probably own it or have owned it that watch me. And just because of my budget, it wouldn't be the main heartbeat of my system just because I can go higher. But for someone that's looking for something, okay, that can do all these things and you can fine tune, right? You can do a plethora of different things. You can move your speakers around a little bit more and then do the remeasurement. You can do that umpteen times. You can use the tone controls, and they're amazing tone controls. The Bluos app is great. It's got the Title Connect option right there on it, and that's what I use because it's just even simpler to navigate the music. But yeah, I wish I could film the unit better. I'd have to disconnect and take it up to a lighted area. It's really difficult to really see it in all its beauty. But man, it's a killer piece. It sounds great. I mean, do I really need it? No, but it's so cool that I want to keep it because it does have the E-arc, so it could easily go to the TV room, and that's a lighted room. I can look at the beauty of it because it's such a little, I don't know, it's just like a little industrial work of art. It's absolutely gorgeous. I was surprised, like I really was. I've known about the M10 ever since it came out, 2019, and I don't know if my seller's watching, man. I've never seen someone take care of equipment like you do. It came with the wrap still on it. He had owned it for 4 years. It came just like it came from the factory. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for sellers that take that extra time or really baby their equipment, right? It's like getting something brand new. It just is. But anyways, it's a hell of a little piece, guys. They're all over the used market. You can pick these up for, 1,500, 1,600 Canadian. You got yourself a system, man. A system. And no, it doesn't have a phono stage, and that's good. Yes, the Bel Canto has it's a reference phono stage MMMC, but again, the price. It's 3 times that, right? So you get what you pay for. It's proven to me time and time again that statement is so true in audio, just like everything else, okay? The word is refinement, and that's priceless. As you start going up in refinement and just hearing it, feeling it, you know that even this much difference is a lot, right? But NAD just keeps hitting it out of the park with these kind of products. I hope you can get your hands on one if you want to build another system or you just want simplicity in your room, right? Because that's the path I'm on, guys, okay? I've been down the road of just multiple components, multiple different tube topologies, 300B, 845, 211, KT120, KT150, EL84. Guys, I haven't seen it all, but I have seen a lot on the journey, a lot. Right? And it's all led me to the Bel Canto E1X. That's it. Many have followed me and actually made that move as well, and I have not had one negative comment. They are ecstatic about the quality and the presentation and just what it offers, how much it can do in one box. And hey, yeah, you'd be without a system if something did happen. But at least the masters are in charge because there ain't no technician fixing it. It's too cutting edge, guys. The technology, a technician would look at that and say, I'm sorry, I can't fix it. And that's fine. It goes to the proper hands and it's lightweight. You don't have to worry about something happening in shipping. You don't need these big bulky amplifiers that weigh 150 pounds each. Maybe you do. I just hope you don't have to labor in case there's an issue, right? So, I don't know. I just wanted to future-proof myself because I had already been through so much. There's so much great equipment out there. from low power to high power, Class T, you know. I've had the Gain clones, they're awesome. And they're really expensive, the 47 labs, but I'm going off topic here. The M10 is very, very impressive piece. And I would recommend it just because of, you know, I just can't get the word I'm trying to use. It can do so many things. You can change so many things to custom, to tailor the sound to your liking. There's not many devices that can do that, right? You're stuck with what you got. Here you have options, a plethora of them actually. So guys, like and subscribe. Shrink loves ya. Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching the kind gesture video. Of course it won't get a lot of views because it's real, right? No one wants to see that stuff, hardly any. They'd rather see people getting shot on YouTube. That would get more videos, and it's sick. It's a sick world. I just go out each day and try to do something for someone else. Even if it's giving someone the buggy at the supermarket that still has the loony in it, right? I mean, it's so easy to do. Give it a try, guys. Take care. Like and subscribe. Cheers.